Church Road in Entebbe Municipality, Bazaar Street in Tororo Municipality. These are some of the roads that have been recently reconstructed and upgraded to world-class standard. These are the type of roads that are planned for the 14 original municipalities. The roads and infrastructure are provided under the $150 million World Bank-funded Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Program, USMID. A 5-year program, USMID started in 2013 and is implemented by the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development.
The major objective of this project is to support our municipalities in the development of infrastructure services.
While USMID is helping to enhance these municipalities' institutional capacity shortcomings and helping to build their capacities, it is no accident that roads are a major focus in its first batch of implementation. Most of these roads are run down and were built before independence and had never had a major facelift since then. The decision as to which roads to renovate and upgrade was deliberate and premised on whether they had the potential to enhance the revenues and incomes of the municipalities. This is because increasing on-source revenues is a requirement and one of the core targets of USMID. Besides that, municipal development forums had to be consulted in prioritizing and making the choice of roads.
It was MDF which chose these roads, and we were very strategic.
One of the issues we are looking at, how do we get return for the money? So the choice of the road was, if we put a road there, can the municipality get extra money?
Under Batch 1, a total of 43 kilometers of roads are under construction. Most of the roadwork projects commenced in 2014 with funds channeled as municipal development grants. USMID has had to batch the municipalities under a cluster system to make it easier to procure contractors and to attract them to carry out the work. Cluster 1 has Arua, Lira and Gulu. Cluster 2, Mbale, Soroti and Tororo. Cluster 3, Entebbe, Jinja and Masaka. Cluster 4, Kabale and Mbarara. Cluster 4B, Fort Portal and Hoima. In Cluster 5, Moroto.
In the 14 municipalities, we've decided to cluster them so that we can support them very easily.
This cluster system has also helped the municipalities to share synergies and ideas in getting to grips with large procurement processes and procedures. The USMID support team has closely monitored and mentored the municipal engineering staff, especially on issues of quality control in meeting World Bank implementation requirements and guidelines. The USMID roads are designed to world-class standards and should meet the needs of a modern urban setting. Besides that, they're designed for a lifespan of 25 years.
They have to be with all the signages that is needed, the road markings, the furniture, everything must be there. And that's the standard. And I've told all town clerks that when you want to do a road, you do an urban road. In other words, it must be a road which has got all what is required on a road.
What USMID has done nonetheless is that it brings in the aspect of full road development. Like the expectation we have in these road works is that a whole road is actually worked on from veranda to veranda of the other building, whereby you're looking at the carriageway where the vehicles pass, you're talking about putting there the parking bays, you're talking about putting there the cyclist lane, you're talking about putting there the pedestrian walkways, and even actually concealed drainages. You know, not these open channel drainages to be put in town which can cause accident, but this one here is going to be covered. And then also besides that, you're also talking about issues of safety of roads, both during daytime and at night. And at night you're addressing the issue of street lights, which we're bringing actually solar street lights. So when you look at the component of USMID, it handles the whole thing that really any road user would really want it to be in place.
From the onset, USMID addressed the issue of capacity building, training and skills for the municipal engineering departments to handle this unprecedented volume of work.
I have 14 municipal engineers. 2 of them were registered before the project started. We have had a program to ensure that all of them are registered. I think one other one got registered recently, and a few others are in the process.
we're equipping them so that at the end of the day, you have got serious engineering departments out there to deliver the full range of services they're supposed to deliver.
A concerted effort has also been made to orientate and undertake mandatory registration of engineering staff by the Uganda Institute of Professional Engineers. Working with consultants and with the new skills acquired, it is no wonder that these engineers are now able to supervise and oversee such huge projects that they had never contemplated before.
Has it been enhanced? Too much. Like I told you, I think the biggest project I've ever handled was about 500 million. Now I can confidently tell you that I can handle a 10 billion project.
We've been labeled the engineers of the potholes, but now we can smile and say we are engineers working on the roads.
So we have assisted the council to teach their staff how to manage projects, because in the future we may not be here, but they should know how to handle such projects, documentation, and so many other things.
By December 2015, Entebbe municipality became the first to complete its road infrastructure projects and open them to the public for use. The 4 roads that have been built were identified by local stakeholders for rehabilitation and upgrade to asphalt concrete standard. These roads reflect what all the newly built USMID roads in other 13 municipalities are meant to look like when completed.
They have well walkways for pedestrian to use. They have street lights. They have where people can dump garbage instead of throwing around the road.
It is no accident that the USMID urban roads are of such a high standard that has not been witnessed before in Uganda. Indeed, the work has taken long in the opinion of the residents eager to have their roads repaired and fixed after decades of neglect. But it is because meticulous care had to be taken during the construction to ensure that the right processes and procedures were followed. The materials used are of high standard and had to be tested in labs to ensure that they conformed before being cleared to be used on the roads. For instance, the borough pit materials used, the crushed stone and asphalt concrete, have to be measured up to the standards that will ensure that these roads last their lifespan of 25 years. The procurement and awarding of contracts involved municipal contracts committees, which have also acquired skills to undertake large procurements. There are also routine site visits and meetings to ensure that contractors are not in breach of the program guidelines and requirements. For instance, after work had stalled in Fort Portal, routine site meetings helped to calm down the residents.
These traders, we are with them now. So when we go, we are not going to tell them stories. We are going to talk about what they have seen, and then we move together.
The 2.22-kilometer Nalufenya Road in Jinja municipality. By December 2015, this single-lane road had been expanded into a dual carriageway. The notorious flooding that had defied efforts to fix in the past has now been resolved thanks to USMID, whose uncompromising standards demand the highest benchmarks.
Right from the time when they were beginning, they said we must redesign this, and we came here and stood here, they looked at everything, said okay, this is what we propose, and we said please go ahead, and they have done it, and it's a success story now.
In Tororo municipality, eastern Uganda, all the 4 roads that were slated for asphalt concrete upgrade saw the process finally completed by December 2015.
We're working on roads, especially central business roads, which actually are key to the revenue base of the municipality.
So has the completion of laying asphalt concrete on the 4 roads in Mbale, which is under the same cluster as Tororo. Republic Street, which saw residents raising complaints about dust, was by December widened and paved to their satisfaction.
So we are grateful that government has realized that urban areas must be helped, and we are already getting quite a number of now funding, quite good funding from different sources. So now USMID has come, and that is USMID working on roads, but even other areas.
The busy and teeming Arua municipality in West Nile. Arua is aspiring for city status, and authorities here are grateful for the boost that USMID has provided for upgrading their road infrastructure. By December 2015, the works for the two roads earmarked for upgrade, namely Enyao Road and Idi Amin, were at 65.7% physical progress.
Infrastructure, especially roads, has been one of our biggest problems in this town here. It was all potholes, it was all difficult to drive in. But now if you go those areas, you see a different modern Arua.
Gulu municipality, once ravaged by the LRA insurgency. Now a bustling regional commercial town. 5 roads were designed for reconstruction under the USMID program. By December 2015, all the road works had been completed to asphalt concrete level, with physical progress estimated at 85%.
Right now we are busy working on the drainage. We are also busy laying the cobblestones. We are also installing street lights, and we are now working on the islands for beautification and also working on the walkways.
Mira municipality is another busy regional commercial hub that has benefited from USMID. 6 roads have been reconstructed and upgraded. By December, most of the work had been at over 70%.
Lira Municipal Council in the first phase is benefiting 2.3 kilometers, which are being upgraded to bitumen standard. I can say the progress to date is about 80%.
Masaka municipality. The USMID program has been a special boost to the infrastructure of this town, which was destroyed and never repaired following the 1979 war. 3 physical infrastructure projects are under implementation under USMID, among them the Kabula Street drainage that has been completed. The other is Yellowknife Road, where the roadworks have been fully completed.
In totality, this is the urban setting road that we should expect. We should expect in the future. But we try to plan ahead and see a better city.
However, there have been challenges in the implementation of USMID, with works in some municipalities lagging behind. This is the case for Soroti, Kabale, Mbarara, Fort Portal and Hoima municipalities. But the challenges that held back work have been resolved and works are now in progress. A case in point is Hoima municipality, where the contractor's graders rolled in by December 2015 to commence the reconstruction of 7 roads totaling to 2.73 kilometers. The delays were due to the need to relocate power, telecoms and water utilities, which had initially not been envisaged.
Issues with relocating electricity lines. We have also had issues of relocating telephone communication lines. We also had issues of relocating water lines. These were not properly assessed as the design was being prepared.
A departure from all the other municipalities is Moroto, which opted for the construction of a transport hub and a bus terminal. This is because Moroto municipality already has other programs working on its streets. This project is expected to boost the local revenue collections, which are very low.
We had no bus park terminal in Moroto. We had this very one, but it was open one. So we decided that as a council, said, why can't we have something which can support the council in terms of revenue?
These infrastructure projects are not just there to make these municipalities look beautiful. They are aimed at improving service delivery, but most importantly, they were selected with a view to improving own source revenues in mind. Not only that, USMID infrastructure projects are setting the tone and benchmarks as to how the government proposes to support towns to deal with the rapid rural-urban migration as people seek better services and opportunities.
USMID is just one of those interventions that we need in order to be in a position to create capacity for our urban areas, to take care of the ever-increasing population that is moving from the rural areas to the urban centers. It's one of those interventions that is giving our urban centers the requisite capacity to generate their own revenue in order to be in a position to provide badly needed services by these.
Certainly without USMID, there is no way these municipalities could have mobilized over 146 billion shillings since 2014 to undertake such a huge task.
That the municipal councils are able to sustain, that the infrastructure which has been put there will be able to be operated and stay for a long period of time. These roads are designed to last for 20 plus years. So we'd like to see that the municipal councils are able to sustain that. But the other thing also is that the municipal councils, having been capacity built, should be able to sustain the revenue, that they are able to raise their own source revenue. They are able to even engage with other development partners to bring in resources, to expand their infrastructure, and also to help the dwellers in there.